Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Into the Red Rabbit Hole. I'm Nighthawk, one of your hosts here on the channel. And tonight, I'm just going to be going over a few things that I've been researching lately and investigating pretty in depth. Um, and those of you that actually know me and are friends with me along Facebook and all that, you know what I talk about is pretty serious. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say, the copyright disclaimer. This channel may use some copyrighted materials without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act. Nighthawk High Strange, podcast channel, and all the podcasts, including William Nighthawk, declares fair use of any and all content, that's any and all content, including the music, to be used for the sole purpose of informing you, the viewing family, of information for educational purposes, general knowledge, criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, and parody use only. Per Title 17 U.S.C. subsection 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, otherwise known as the Fair Use Act. All right, that being said, let me take that down and put something else up. Alrighty. Now, those of you that have seen my release this week of my short video, about a minute and a half video, I've been researching the alleged abuse, literally abuse, from the people at the hospital system in Louisville, Kentucky. Okay. It's very tragic to see images of this, bodies being dumped on the side of the street, people being escorted by security out of the hospital because they don't have the ability to pay. Is this what our society has come to? Whatever happened to, what is that, the Hippocratic Oath that doctors are supposed to take? Aren't they supposed to put the patients first? Oh, wait a minute. That was before Big Pharma. That was before the Big Pharma. That's right. I'm sorry. God bless you, Rockefellers and Rothschilds and Clintons and Obamas and Cheneys, really, really ridiculous. The Carl Schwabs and the George Soroses of the world. Oh, and by the way, Georgie, old boy, congratulations on your recent retirement. Too bad it wasn't well, we won't go there. Anyways, this is what our world has come to, okay? This is utterly ridiculous, turning people away, making people feel much less than human. And I'm going to disclose this information because this is the first chance I've had to get online. The powers that be have been messing with me, the internet, and my equipment for the last week and a half. So bear with me. If I lose you, I'll try to come back on Friday night at 10:30, okay, Eastern time. So, but anyways, yeah, there are reports of the hospitals that are dumping patients out on downtown Louisville, and it's absolutely disgusting. It really, really is. No human being should be treated like that, whether they have the ability to pay or not. There is such a thing called charity. There is such a thing as having a charitable heart. Okay, if the hospital didn't want these people in their system, then they should have approached them and said, you know what, we'll set you up with a clinic to go to, and you can go there and have your diagnosis done. But from what I can see and gather, a lot of these people were elderly and disabled. Okay, and they're just throwing them out on the street like trash. Okay, I got news for you, everybody out there. We are not trash. Okay, we are not yesterday's news. We're not tomorrow's news. We are human beings on a planet that has gone crazy. Okay, Now, speaking of going crazy, how about those animals? How about like this woman that was leaving her residence in Florida, Spring Hill, Florida, on the 12th of last month, and she found a beautiful homing pigeon just sitting on the windshield hood section of her car as she was driving 65, 70 miles an hour down the interstate, and that bird did not leave. It stayed there the whole trip. She had to literally pull over and get the bird to get off. There's all kinds of weird stuff happening. Okay, what would make a homing pigeon in Florida not be able to realize its trek back home when it's actually trained in that way and has that homing skills, that skill set? I would say it's the same reason that the creatures of the ocean are coming up on shore to commit suicide. Okay, something is messing with the biologics of every animal on this planet, including the humans. Because, yes, we are animals, okay? We are animals like you wouldn't believe. We're the worst of the worst, okay? But yeah, those are just two of the things that really, really got to me. This next story really, really upsets me too. Everybody talks about this Gomez girl or Gomez, whatever, and I'm telling you guys right now that the pictures that I've seen of the apology, the videotape, and all that don't even remotely look like this woman. Okay, different hair color, different eye color, different build, different speech. Doesn't even. I mean, I would go so far as to say that it was somebody wearing a skin mask or somebody made to look like her to do her apology and stuff. But you know, where is he? Where is the British boxer, the UK boxer? Where did he go? Did you all even hear about him and his incident on the plane? You know, here is a British boxer that spots something on a plane that freaks him out beyond belief. Okay. And he's nowhere to be found. They escorted him off. The security on board the flight grabbed him, took him down, and basically threw him off the plane. And now he's nowhere to be found. Where is he? Where did he go? Another cover up? Or is it a distraction technique that our government has portrayed and other governments around the world are portraying these people and paying these people to distract the conspiracy theorists and to throw the scent off the trail of certain individuals? My old theory: once a lizard and a reptilian person, always a lizard reptilian person. Once you're part of the demonic and don't want to be involved in the light, you're always going to be part of the demonic. And it's closer than what we think. Okay. Ancient evil portals are being opened up around the world. We see it. We don't believe it. We call it the Matrix effect. The certain things that we remember in our consciousness and our waking world, that we really believe that we have seen or done something in our lives, and yet everybody we talk to says, no, you never did that. Oh, that never happened. But yet for a fact that it happens. What do you call that? Well, I'll tell you what I call that. I call that a time glitch. Okay. Now, the way I see it and the way my research has been since I've been studying this with my own effects is that we have our world, okay, our universe, our world, okay, a number one, okay, yeah, we're number one, okay, be careful not to step in number two, um, but we're number one, okay, in the whole matrix of things, okay, in the whole parallel universes and worlds, okay, we're the number one, okay, we're the beginning, okay, we're the initial creation, okay, and all these other parallel worlds that have the same us in them living a different life, or like say for instance, the Nighthawk in the parallel world, one parallel world is a demonologist and a demon hunter, okay, and just say he gets he say he died, okay, in any other parallel world, okay. Now this is just theory, okay, um, but yet I see that in vision, okay, I see that in my mind, in my visions, when my eyes are closed and when my eyes are awake, that I did things and interacted with demons, okay, and actually had demons talking to me, okay, in dream state, telling me, oh, you won't survive, there's no way you're gonna win, you guys are too weak, this, that, and the other thing, and yet I know it happened, I know it's real, but you know what, it happened to the other Nighthawk, not to me. So what happened when that Nighthawk passed away or perished? Part of his consciousness came into me, okay, as it goes into every other Nighthawk in every other realm around the parallel universes, okay. There is a theory out there, okay, that there is no such thing as time. Mankind made up time, okay. There's no 24-hour day. There's yeah, you have daylight and you have night. You have the sun and the moon. That's pretty much time in our world, okay. You have daylight and darkness, okay. Whichever one you want to wander around in is up to you, okay. Um, so there's no like, oh, I've got to be somewhere at 5 o'clock sharp, that doesn't jive in the universe, okay. That doesn't jive in the parallel worlds either. The emotional connection we have to our others, like us in the other parallel worlds, okay. We have that connection. Okay, whole universe classified as interdimensional. One thing I can say with utter complete mind blown, whole thing is that CERN is the root cause of it. Okay, CERN and its demonic inception is the root cause of a lot of the problems that everybody's having and a lot of the things everybody's seeing. You see, some of the weird and freaky stuff that we're seeing right now is not the fact that we are actually seeing it. It's the fact that the others of us in the other realms of the parallel universes have seen it. So now that it's in their, you know, Well, I guess if somebody can name, I declared it. Anyways, as I was saying, okay, it's a very, very big pill to swallow. Okay, it's search that I found, and I'm pretty that it's something, something that somebody interacts with, that somebody Okay, can everybody hear me
Okay,
now?
can everybody hear me now? Everybody hear me now? Everybody hear me now? Everybody hear me now? Everybody hear me now?
Okay, how about now? Can everybody hear me? Okay, good. Thank you, Celia. Anyways, what I was saying was talking about the whole effect of the parallel universes and stuff connected to us and how we are the first created universe. How like a lot of people get deja vu, or they remember doing something or saying something or talking about something that they actually remember. Okay, that they actually um, experienced. Okay, so that being said, um, a lot of the stuff that we experience on a daily basis that we see is because our liked individuals in other parallel universes are experiencing those things. And so that collective consciousness goes to us. Okay. It goes directly to us. Okay. So that being said is kind of like the old, everybody describes the Mandela effect or a certain way and others don't. That's the perfect example is the Mandela effect. Okay. Some of us real remember things a certain way, the original way, and some of us don't. That's because the collective consciousness from all the parallel universes coming to us from all the other us's out there. Okay, even if us's is a word. If it isn't, I just made it the word. So there you go. Anyways, that's why we get bits and pieces. That's why we see things. Okay. That's why we are constantly experiencing the matrix effect. Okay. We experience these things because we're all connected. Okay. It goes back to that theory of being connected in the spider's web. What we do to the spider web, we do to ourselves. That's the way all these universes are connected. Okay. and we need to remember that. So, when somebody says, "Do you remember when I said this?" or "Do you remember?" somebody doesn't, that's the effect that I'm talking about. Okay, that means something happened to one of you, another parallel universe, to give you that thought, that image. Okay, that's etched in your brain. Okay, that sensation, that feeling, that the words, everything that you remember verbatim, but nobody else does. Okay, and I've been studying this for a very long time because I've been having a lot of weird stuff happen to me too, um, more than I can even talk about. But that being said, that's why I wanted to come on here tonight. And I know that a lot of the powers that be don't want me disclosing some of the information that I have. But, what I have is something that, nobody else has experienced, as far as research goes. And I'm talking to the powers that be. The ones that control everything. Okay, we know God created everything. Okay, we know that this world that we live in, the Lord of this world that we live in, is the devil. Okay, anybody that researches the demonic and all that, and the interpretations, and reads the signs and stuff, and the symbolisms, that you see throughout our culture. Well, take the NASA logo when it says NASA, NA, and then it has the red, like Star Trek symbol, and then it has SA. So it says NASA, and then it has that symbol. You shuffle the letters around, and that spells Satan. SATAN. NASA spells Satan. CERN has 666 in its logo. You know, they also have a demonic entity statue outside of CERN. They also do a lot of really odd satanic looking rituals, every time they do something new. So there's a lot to be said about the whole this world being controlled by Satan and Satan's dominions. Okay, so now whether he is in control of the other realms, the other parallel worlds, I don't know. Who knows? Um, but we've got to keep that in mind. We've got to really, really remember that. Okay. Um, Symbolisms or ritualistic acts are bravely and proudly being taught. Elite power brokers. It's just yes, Raven Creek. You are right. You are absolutely right. They have tried to silence me. Um, they've burned up equipment that I've had. They've tried to stop audio, by interference, whether it's microwave or whatever signal devices they have for hacking signals. Um, but that's not going to stop me. Okay. Into the red rabbit hole will continue. I want to put that out there. I wanted to talk to everybody and let everybody know that we are going to continue. And if I've got to use my cell phone in order to make the connection, then I will do that. Okay. It may be a little screwy every now and then, but it is what it is. Now, considering you guys didn't hear me about the hospital in Louisville, that's a story that I've been checking closely, okay, and keeping a very close eye on. And it's actually disturbing. It really is. Nobody should be thrown out in the streets because they can't afford to pay medical bills. Okay, nobody deserves that. Okay, yet they are doing it in Louisville. These are actual pictures. Okay, of people. This lady here is being escorted out because she's unable to pay her bill, and they're not going to treat her. And every one of them seems to be the elderly and disabled. Okay. Um, and to me, it's disgusting. It really, really is disgusting to see. But it's disgusting, but at the same time, it's not surprising because hospitals and doctors and nurses used to work for us. Okay. Okay. They would rather get you hooked on opioids and make money off of it than to cure you. Okay. They will get you hooked on other medications um, instead of curing you. Okay. Now, granted, there are some medications out there that people take, like myself, that I have to have in order to live, in order to be able to eat and survive. Um, so yes, some of the medication is you know acceptable, but when it comes to turning on humans and humanity and treating them like garbage, it's disgusting. Okay, big pharma should be ashamed of themselves, and any doctor that would throw somebody out of a hospital and not want to treat them should have never taken the oath to begin with to be a doctor, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just putting that out there. Okay. And another story that I was working on too, that they don't really want me disclosing, is about the missing boxer, the UK boxer. Okay. We all know about Miss Gomez, okay, and what happened on the plane with her, okay, and but do we really know what happened to the young man, the boxer? Do we really know? And do we want to know? I mean, are these individuals, are these legitimate stories that they saw something say like this? Yes, that's an actual photograph, people, of a airplane flight. And that's the one I believe that the boxer was on. And that might have been what he saw. Somebody just happened to snap a picture. Imagine that. Doesn't look human, does it? Doesn't look human. Anyways, they took him off the plane. The airplane secret officers that they have on the flights actually escorted him off the plane, and he was never heard from again. Where is he? Okay, now there's two angles to this whole story with this boxer. Okay, one is he got proof. Okay, and it happened the same time that this Gomez, had her incident. Okay, so either they both got silenced by the powers that be for seeing what they did, what they saw, and speaking out about it, or it was a complete setup to make us not look in another direction and see what's actually going on. So it was either a diversion tactic or it was truth, okay, that they actually saw something. I haven't come to a conclusion on that one yet, Okay, but that's obviously going to be a story to continue, um, to be continued. All right. Now we all know I've talked about all the weird animals and stuff that have been going crazy, coming up and beaching themselves out of the seas and the oceans and all that, and committing suicide. Um, and we all know about the elephants attacking people, the monkeys, the woman that had her face practically ripped off from a chimpanzee attack. We've all heard those stories and seen those in the news. Um, but here was a cute one that I actually found when I was doing my animal research. This is a woman in Florida who was got in her vehicle, and as she was driving, this bird, as she was pulling out, I guess this pigeon landed on her hood of her car, and she just started driving on the highway, and this pigeon wouldn't fly away. So, and she's trying not to injure the bird, because she said in her interview that she tried to go slow enough to where he would be able to take off and stuff, but she couldn't. She couldn't, so she had to speed up, and the bird did not leave. The bird just kept on hanging on, and it's a homing pigeon. Okay, so what happened to miss this homing pigeon's signals up in its brain to find its way back home? The same thing that messed up the signal brains of all the ocean's creatures that are committing suicide, all the octopi, the fish, the whales that are attacking boats, the same thing happened to the sea life, happens to the land dwelling creatures too, which tells me that somebody is setting a signal up in the air, which might be HARP. Okay. So, anyways, that's the whole principle of that thing there with the animals. Something is going on, whether it's HARP that's doing it or CERN. And we all know CERN has messed with the parallel universes to the point where it's screwed everything up. Okay. But let's not forget, CERN's ultimate goal is to take care of the rich and the elite, um, and open up the portal to hell. Why they would want to do that is beyond me. Okay, completely beyond me. We're seeing more and more incidences of lights in the sky, um, balls of light, like here that we're seeing up in Minnesota and Michigan, seen over Lake Erie all the time. Then we've got things like this that are very disturbing, that are falling out of the sky. And like the report of the thing that fell out of the sky in Las Vegas. Okay, that was a biggie. Where the people called and 911 and said that they had 9 to 10 foot tall aliens in their backyard with big eyes. Um, Now I see too many things falling out of the sky. Okay, way too many things. Okay, and I've always ended my podcast with question everything, and we need to actually be that observant to question everything. Okay. I thought that was very interesting. And these pictures are from over Texas and over Wisconsin, actually, are where these pictures were taken. Okay, finally tonight, folks, I want to go over something too that I've noticed too lately. One thing that I've noticed is the programming continues. Um, if they don't keep us in control and keep us herded like sheep, okay, then we don't stand a chance to get anything that the government wants to give us. Okay. Here, I want to put something else up here while I'm thinking of it. Let me get the comment off of here. I gotta get the comments off so I can. There we go. Man just captured the clearest image of the Loch Ness monster. Pretty cool, huh? That is pretty cool. Nessie was always my favorite when I was growing up as a child. You know, to hear stories about any lake monster. Was that Ogopogo, uh, Chessie from Lake Champlain? I mean, all of them. You know. And then here is a so-called over Pelican Harbor in Florida. Okay, so apparently a mothership was seen and photographed this month. And this is the image that they captured. Pretty amazing. Amazing. But, anyways, that's just some of the stuff that I had. Now, in conclusion, with the whole parallel universe thing and the whole programming us to do what they want us to do, and using mainstream media, using news, movies, Hollywood, all that. Look at some of the titles on some of these movies that are coming out, okay? And I want you to, if you can, take a screenshot of some of these and just read the subtitles on some of them, okay? And tell me if you don't see a pattern here, okay? Here's the first one. A quiet place is not enough. Pretty intimidating, huh? Very, very intimidating. How about the Reaper? Yep. Kind of a demonic feeling there, huh? Okay. Well, let's just keep on going with this. Now, these are all movies that are coming out, by the way, folks. Okay. This is the finest of the finest of AI working for us. Gladiator 2. Why do we need Gladiator 2? Because those of us that are willing to fight for our freedom and for everything that we have and our families and our loved ones, we need movies like this. But this movie here is not what it's made out to be. Trust me. You'll see when it comes out. Next, we have Hell House, Lake of Fire. Lake of Fire. Doesn't that sound like kind of what the direct energy weapons are doing to the world right now? Setting everything on fire? And it does look like hell. You've seen the images. You've all seen the images. I've seen them. I put them on my podcast. Hell House, Lake of Fire. Now, granted, these are all just movies coming out, but you know what? It's the subliminal suggestions. It's the programming that I'm trying to point out here of where they want to go with this. Okay, And whether it's AI doing it or not, or if it's the elitist. Constantine 2. Now, why would John Constantine need to come back and defend us from demons? Hmm? Do we know why? Thought he took care of the demons last time, huh? Well, apparently they're still around. Imagine that. And somebody's telling us that they're still around. Maybe we ought to start fighting like Constantine fights. Things might go our way. Anyways, let's just remember that in the beginning, our world was created first. Okay. We are the collective. Okay. We are, picture a funnel with 2 gallons of water being poured in at same time simultaneously, and coming out of the bottom of the funnel into us is that combination of both gallons of water. Okay, which means we have both memories and energies and vibrations from both bottles. Picture those bottles as being 2 U's in 2 other universes. That's what I mean by collective. Okay, we are a collective. Okay, whatever happens to us in another parallel universe, we get some bits and pieces of memory in a collective memory. Okay, that feels really real. Okay, like we did it. Okay, like we really did it. Okay, when in actuality we didn't. It was another parallel universe. Okay, so the next time somebody says deja vu, or, do you remember when I said this, and you don't remember when they said that? Or do you remember going to this movie and seeing this scene and this happened and you don't remember that scene ever happening in the movie? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's the collective consciousness of all the parallel universes and all the yous and all those universes, whether they die or something happens traumatically in their lives, and you sense it and you get those bits and pieces in your memory because you're the collective. Okay. And that's all I got to say about that. Anyways, I'm surprised I was able to get through this tonight. I want to, let everybody know that I'm working on all these technical issues. Um, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I do know I need to buy a new modem. They aren't cheap at all. So if anybody wants to donate, please go to my GoFundMe and donate. Or if you want to even, let's see. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull one up here. I have a buy me a coffee account that I'll put up here too, so you guys can see scan the code. And if anybody wants to donate, whether it's $5, $1, or anything, that'll go towards getting that modem. So we can make sure that they aren't going to mess with me anymore. I'm working on the rest of the equipment, but I'm like I said, I'm surprised that they allowed me to actually finish this tonight. I had to do some jerry rigging. As you can tell, I'm using my cell phone and my computer at the same time to get this broadcast out. So, but I want to go to the comments here and thank everybody for being here. You all are wonderful. Shane, good to see you. Ozzy Sue, Raven Creek, my lovely wife Tracy, Celia, thank you for being here. And Edna, great to see you. Let's see, who else? Who else we got? Spiritual Odyssey, great to see you. Griff Man, I'm glad to see you here, Griff. Thank you. And let's see who else we got in the house. Susie B. Good to see you, Susie. Um, wow, there was a lot of people in the house tonight. Yeah. Juno, good to see you, brother. Okay, let's see. I think I'm getting down. Corey, good to see you, Corey. All right, let's see here. I think that's everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I apologize. But with all these technical problems and stuff, and them trying to stop the whole show, they're actually trying to silence the channel. If it does get to that point where they silence the channel on YouTube and Facebook, then I will be on Rumble and Truth Social doing these, and Twitch. So, oh, and Twitter. So those will probably be the four main ones I'll be on. Just so you all know, okay. But like I said, if anybody can donate to help out for the modem, that would be great. Like I said, even if it's $1, it's $1 less I got to try and come up with to pay for it. Um, I really appreciate you all being here. So thank you all very much. And I want everybody to have a good night. Okay. And we're going to try and come back on Friday night for the regular Into the Red Rabbit Hole with me and Carlito. Okay. So we're going to take it as we go, and hopefully I can get things worked out. Okay. So God bless everybody. You take care. Have a great week. And I will see you all next time. Okay. Bye bye.